wants you. We can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Hey guys, what is cracking? It is Cracking Nation, and today we are back with another episode of the CSL. Today we're going to be team building for the Calgary Hydro Cannons, coached by Abda P, and of course I am Cracking Nation, coach of the Boston Bisharps. So, hype match. Everything's coming to a head right now. We're coming to the last, I think, 4 weeks of the season now. So I would say the back half of the season we're in full swing. Just a quick summation of what's happening right now. I am barely in the lead. I am currently number one both in the league and in the conference, but I am barely hanging on. It's scary as all hell. Alpha Horus is right on my tail. It's like if I slip up once, Alpha's gonna be all over me. And if I have one slip up, which just makes this all more scary. Regardless, they were taking on Abda, who is currently second place in our conference and a really threatening competitor. He was in a desperate attempt to try and secure a spot for playoffs, which he honestly is good enough to make, I think, anyways. In an attempt to really secure a spot in playoffs, he free agented Ditto for Golurk. Now, I have a couple issues with this. Well, one being that I hate fighting against Ditto. I hate building against Ditto. I hate everything about Ditto. So, at first, what my parent is, oh, but he has no ghost types anymore. That means Metacham can click high jump kick all the time. No, it does not mean that, because, conveniently enough, the scariest thing a team can ever face in their entire life, ready for it, is Scarfed Mega Metacham. Fact, you lose. If Mega Metacham has a scarf on it, because it's a scarf Ditto, it's over. It's all over. It's done. Done. I don't have a thing to stop that. So, what that meant is I can't bring Mega Metacham to a fight where Ditto is. As far as maybe one day I'll figure it out. Maybe I will. I don't know yet. But today's not going to be that day, guys. I'm sorry. So regardless, we're going to get right into the team builder. I'm running some pretty wonky sets because I wanted to bring some offensive setup to stop his stall, but I also didn't want to get beat by my own offensive setup sweepers when Ditto transformed into them. So we're running Leftovers, Sandvale, Garchomp. Sandvale is just in case... I don't know what Sandvale's for, honestly. I think I should want it to be Rough Skin. I think that's just a mistake. But Leftovers, Rough Skin, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Substitute, Sorazance. This basically just allows me to hit everything really, really hard. That's honestly all I'm trying to accomplish with this. If you see a Substitute gets me behind a sub, only Pokemon that can break through it is Sylveon with a Hyper Voice, but Dragon Claw and Earthquake achieve pretty solid coverage, and I can SD up and proceed to do some damage from there. The Speed EVs allow me to outspeed Max Speed Flygon that isn't Scarfed, along with max investment into HP, and the rest thrown to Spadef. Actually, this number is a Leftovers number, which means it's divisible by 16, and what that ultimately gives me is maximum amount of Leftovers recovery per turn. Beyond that, it also lets me have, I knew I wanted to have a minimum of 404, because that means Seismic Tosses from Blissey cannot break Garchomp's Substitute, if that's what ends up happening. You never prepare for anything. Prepare for it as much as you can. And the rest was thrown to Spadef just to take hits from Magnezone if it came to that. We got Mudflap, which is a pretty cool spread. Scald, Toxic, Recover, Protect. Basically, Quagsire's role in this battle, Mudflap's role, is to take on my setup sweepers. If Ditto comes in and becomes one of my setup sweepers, Quagsire is EV'd perfectly to take on all of my own setup sweepers. The Spadef investment allows it to take... it guarantees no 3-hit KO, or I think almost guarantees. It's really close to not getting 3-hit KO by Manaphy's Surf. And that's really exciting. I almost ran Water Absorb, but then I realized the entire point of Quagsire is unaware in this battle. But Scald, Toxic, Recover, Protect. With Protect, I can definitely make that Scald a 3 KO, so that's going to be pretty huge. It allows Quagsire to comfortably switch in whenever it wants. I forget if it's a 2 KO or a 3 KO. I guess we'll find out. I forget. But it's also the rest is thrown into defense to take hits from the plethora of physical attackers on this team, namely Emboar and Flygon. Are the two scariest ones. We've got a pretty cool Manaphy set coming up next. Manaphy is running Tail Glow, Surf, Signal Beam, and Light Screen. We're running a bunch of bulk with some Spadef investment. The Spadef investment lets us take some hits while also achieving a Leftovers number with our HP stat. Light Screen allows us to get up behind this Light Screen when Sylveon tries to switch in, because Sylveon and Blissey specifically love to try to switch in to Manaphy, and then I can not only take Light Screen lets me take hits from Sylveon and tank those hits and hit back pretty hard with Tail Glow boosted Surfs. But then a light screen also allows me to switch in something like Snorlax and proceed to start setting up on any special attacker on the team. Basically, even Garchomp can actually take Hyper Voices from Spec Sylveon once it's behind Light Screen. It also eases Mudflap a little bit. Sylveon is a Pokemon that scares this team a lot, unfortunately. We're running Chople Berry Snorlax with Immunity. Immunity lets it be our Toxic switch in. Otherwise, this team struggles a lot with status, although not a ton, but I just really wanted to avoid that being a problem. We have Sleep Talk, Rest, Curse, Body Slam. Body Slam is just to not be dead weight when if and when I get tricked. Also to achieve some pairs that might help my other Pokemon around a little bit. Given EV spreads, just max buff, max HP. Chople Berry lets me take a fighting type attack from Emboar, essentially letting Snorlax 1v1 Emboar if it is already at +1. So let's say I bring in Snorlax on Blissey, I get up to +1. Emboar is Life Orbed. I can't take on Banded, but that's Banded Emboar. If I can take on Banded Emboar, I'm high. Snorlax is not the counter to that. Regardless, the whole goal is to not have to make it, and the Chople Berry will be the emergency stop. But if I am already at +1, Snorlax can take 1 from full. Chople Berry allows it to only take 50% damage, and if I curse up on the next turn, and then Emboar gets the attack drop, I can curse up one more time. And so I get up to +2, and then I can rest back up and proceed to set up some more from there, which is pretty exciting. Immunity again giving me the Toxic boost. When he gave up Golurk, he lost only Ghost type, so I am free to click Body Slam as it achieves basically perfect neutral coverage on this entire team. I think the only thing it doesn't hit is Magnezone. Going to Mega Love Disc is just basically a max defensive set with, again, achieving the leftovers number, which is key to me in this battle. I really want to maximize my amount of leftovers recovery. We threw the rest into attack, although I really don't know if that's necessary. I don't know if I care enough about leftovers. I'm just going to go into defense, full HP, sorry, on this one. But ultimately what this is accomplishing for us is it is allowing us to take on the plethora of physical attackers that also exist on this team. So namely, things are like this kind of I didn't really want to have Alomola and Quag on the same team. Last time I did this, I lost, which hopefully isn't a precursor to what's going to happen here. But I think that I was just putting too much pressure on Quagsire to take on not only things like Emboar, things like Flygon, but also take on my offensive Pokemon. So I was going to have to force it to take on things like Snorlax and Garchomp. And unfortunately, Quagsire is a great Pokemon, but it can't do all the work itself. So Alomola actually is able to pretty much effectively wall both of my offensive Pokemon. Unfortunately, being immunity puts me in a tough spot, but I can click Knockoff and force the thing to lose its Scarf if I want, and then basically just Wish Protect from there and whittle it down with Knockoff pretty easily. So I think Alomola will be a pretty safe Pokemon to bring. The only Pokemon that I end up fearing now with 3 grass weaknesses and no grass resist is Levani, but I don't think he's going to be able to take advantage of that too much because Levani otherwise, while I do have a few grass weaknesses, I also have some pretty good grass resists that are pretty effectively able to mess him up. So I'm not sure if he's going to be expecting that. Finally, in the last slot, we have Reuniclus. This is Jelly. Jelly is invested into max HP, max defense, and a little bit into Spadef. I forget why it has this little bit of Spadef investment, but I'm not going to mess with it at this point. Oh, it's because I wanted to hit the leftovers number again. Honestly, I was all with the leftovers numbers in this battle for some reason. I'm actually going to throw these into into defense, as that's going to be honestly a little better for me, and I'll throw the last 4 into speed, why not? I am running a little bit of speed to avoid that speed tie with Slowbro, because just screw that. I didn't know how much to put, so I kind of went a little excessive with it maybe, but this also lets me hit that 416 leftovers number, so I can throw the rest into speed. I'm not really worried about it too much. Calm Mind, Side Shock, Thunder, Recover. Thunder lets me hit Mega Slowbro pretty hard, hopefully also achieving KOs. It also achieves really great coverage on his team next to Psyshock. So hopefully I can set up and bop some things from there. I also formed a pretty nice regenerator core between these 2 Pokemon. I decided not to give this thing Magic Guard, because essentially what this allows me to do is Quagsire can take... Quagsire has enough bulk to take on Reuniclus. It's not holding... I have enough bulk to take this thing on Quagsire. So with Regenerator, what I'm doing is forcing him to take toxic damage through either Alomola, who I don't know if I want to switch in. We have to reveal his item first. But if he's clicking Psyshock, Alomola can take it on. Obviously can't take on Thunders. That would be crazy. But I can Toxic it, and when it switches out, Ditto is not able to get that same Regenerator boost that I am. So I can keep switching through and keep Regenerator, Reuniclus, and Regenerator alive. That's kind of ugly. But from there, I think that's honestly about it. That is the team. Hoping yeah, we're trying to keep Ditto we're trying to minimize exploitation by Ditto while also giving us enough offensive options to break through his stall here. That's literally all I'm trying to do. I'm hoping it doesn't end up being too much of a struggle. But regardless, I will do my best, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. That was very appreciated. Wish me luck. This is scary, but we'll see. Kraken Nation, out. Alright, we're going to switch out of that real fast. We're going to go into Totem. Classic now level 30, and Totem. We're going to stay on Hitmonlee, just click Spore.